What if the fairy tale princess who captured the world's heart hid a deeper, untamed force within her soul? Welcome to JUNG the Shadow Decoder, where we dive into the hidden layers of iconic figures through Carl Jung's lens. Today, we're unraveling the enigmatic life of Princess Diana, the people's princess, known for her radiant compassion that touched millions and her tragic vulnerability that sparked endless fascination. But why did she defy royal norms, chase humanitarian causes with fierce passion, yet struggle with inner turmoil that led to such heartbreaking choices? We'll explore her ruling archetype, those universal patterns of behavior that shape us all, with everyone carrying their own unique blueprint, and reveal its light and shadow sides, proving how this energy defined her every move. Stick around to the end, because discovering Diana's core archetype might just mirror shadows in your own life. Perhaps that restless urge to heal others while ignoring your wounds, or the quiet pull toward a brighter purpose amid chaos. You won't want to miss how integrating this could transform you. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications for more mind-bending decodes on JUNG the Shadow Decoder. To understand what fueled Princess Diana's remarkable life and decisions, let's pause for a brief exploration of this intricate subject. Archetypes, the powerful energies shaping our inner world. Exploring archetypes is a powerful tool for anyone seeking self-discovery, revealing the hidden patterns that drive our actions and emotions in profound ways. Why do we act the way we do? Why do certain stories resonate so deeply? Why do we sometimes struggle to explain our own behaviors? These questions point to something deeper, uncovered by Carl Gustav Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who transformed psychology in the early 20th century. Jung identified archetypes as universal patterns of behavior, emotion, and symbolism residing in the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience and instincts we all inherit, beyond personal memories. This collective unconscious is where archetypes dwell, serving as blueprints for how we navigate life, love, and challenges. For instance, the detachment archetype, tied to sudden liberation from false structures and necessary chaos for renewal, might manifest in someone who excels at breaking free from toxic patterns, but risks reckless destruction in its shadow. The artist archetype draws from the unconscious dreams and intuition, sparking creative brilliance and emotional depth, yet it can lead to confusion or escapism when unbalanced. And the righteous archetype embodies balance, truth, and fairness, fostering integrity and equitable decisions, but its shadow may emerge as rigid judgment or harsh criticism. Just as each of us has a ruling archetype guiding our core energy, we can express both its light, our strengths and virtues, and its shadow, our repressed or distorted traits. Archetypes are neutral forces. Whether we reflect their light or shadow depends on our inner beliefs, past traumas, and the truths or lies we hold. Jung taught that true spiritual growth comes from recognizing and integrating both our light and shadow aspects, using the shadow's energy constructively rather than battling it. Growth lies in uniting these polarities to achieve wholeness. Are you ready to plunge into the unconscious and uncover the true stories hidden beneath the surface? Now that we've glimpsed the invisible forces of archetypes, let's turn our gaze to the life of Princess Diana, a woman whose story captivated the world. Born Diana Spencer in 1961, she stepped into the global spotlight at just 20, marrying Prince Charles and becoming the Princess of Wales. Her radiant charm, natural beauty, and heartfelt compassion made her the people's princess, beloved for her humanitarian work, fighting for AIDS awareness, banning landmines, and comforting the marginalized. Yet beneath the fairy tale veneer, her life was marked by personal struggles, a turbulent marriage, intense media scrutiny, and battles with mental health, including eating disorders and feelings of isolation. Her defiance of royal protocol, raw vulnerability in public interviews, and tragic death in a 1997 car crash cemented her as a timeless icon. What drove her to shine so brightly while wrestling with such inner storms? Let's uncover the archetype that shaped her journey. Imagine a force that emerges like a gentle light after the darkest night, a subtle yet profound energy that draws people in with its promise of renewal and warmth. This pattern of behavior shines through in those who radiate unwavering hope and optimism, even amid turmoil, inspiring others to rise above their pain with a quiet, transformative power. They possess an innate ability to heal, not just through words or actions, but by simply being present, offering compassion without judgment, and creating spaces where emotional wounds can mend. These individuals connect deeply with the divine or a higher purpose, channeling empathy and sensitivity to uplift the suffering, fostering spiritual renewal and a sense of aliveness in everyone they touch. Their creativity flows like a soothing balm, turning personal struggles into sources of inspiration, and they embody purity and authenticity, shedding what no longer serves to invite fresh blessings and perspectives into life. With a generous heart, they give selflessly, drawing from their own healed scars to guide others toward wholeness, reminding us that true restoration comes from within, sparked by faith in a brighter tomorrow. But what is this enigmatic blueprint that fueled Diana's compassionate crusades and her magnetic allure? It is the archetype of the healer, the radiant energy of the star, a guiding force that illuminated her path as the people's princess, turning her vulnerabilities into beacons of hope for millions. Yet, as with all archetypes, the healer's essence can twist depending on the soul it inhabits, shaped by inner beliefs, unresolved traumas, or distorted truths. In its shadow, this energy morphs into something far more elusive and perilous, an excessive idealism that blinds one to harsh realities, fostering naivety and a tendency to escape into fantasies rather than confront deep-seated pains. It can lead to self-sacrifice taken to extremes, where the person becomes a martyr, pouring out their essence until they're depleted, seeking validation through endless giving while neglecting their own needs. Passivity creeps in, turning good intentions into inaction, where dreams of healing remain unmanifested in the real world, or worse, devolve into empty spirituality, a facade of enlightenment without genuine depth. Vulnerability turns exploitable, drawing manipulators who prey on the healer's boundless kindness, and in isolation, the shadow breeds disconnection from everyday life, a retreat into idealistic bubbles that ignore personal shadows, projecting flaws onto others instead of integrating them. This darker side whispers of unprocessed wounds, where the urge to heal others masks an inner void, potentially leading to resentment or a hollow sense of purpose when the world fails to reciprocate. Have you ever noticed traits of this energy in your own behavior or in people around you? As we unravel the healer's archetype, its radiant light and haunting shadow weave seamlessly into the tapestry of Princess Diana's life, illuminating why her story resonates so deeply. In its light, the healer archetype manifests as a beacon of hope and compassion, a force Diana embodied with breathtaking clarity. Her humanitarian work, championing AIDS patients, advocating for landmine victims, and comforting the marginalized, reflected a profound empathy that transcended her royal status. She didn't just speak for the voiceless, she knelt beside them, offering a touch or a smile that carried the weight of genuine care, as if her presence alone could spark renewal in broken hearts. Her authenticity shone through in raw, vulnerable interviews, where she spoke openly about her struggles with bulimia and marital strife, transforming personal pain into a universal call for healing. This mirrors the healer's gift of turning wounds into wisdom, inspiring millions to face their own struggles with courage. Diana's connection to a higher purpose was almost palpable. Her faith in a better world drove her to challenge stigmas, like shaking hands with AIDS patients in an era of fear, embodying the healer's ability to foster spiritual and emotional rebirth. Her creativity, too, flowed through her public persona, crafting an image of the people's princess that felt both regal and relatable, a delicate balance of grace and humanity that invited others to find their own light. Yet the shadow of the healer archetype lurked within Diana's journey, casting a complex hue over her brilliance. Her idealism, while inspiring, sometimes bordered on naivety, as seen in her early belief in a fairy tale marriage that crumbled under the weight of royal constraints and personal betrayals. This echoes the healer's shadow tendency to cling to idealized visions, avoiding harsh realities until they become undeniable. Her self-sacrificing nature, a hallmark of the healer's light, tipped into martyrdom as she poured herself into causes and relationships, often at the cost of her own well-being. The relentless media scrutiny and her own admissions of emotional depletion suggest a woman who gave so much that she struggled to replenish herself, a classic shadow trait of neglecting personal boundaries. Diana's vulnerability, while a strength in her openness, made her a target for exploitation by the press, by those who fed off her public persona, and even within her personal circles, reflecting the healer's shadow risk of being preyed upon due to boundless kindness. Her retreat into isolation at times, particularly during her darkest moments, hints at the shadow's pull toward disconnection, where the healer withdraws into a private world to escape unprocessed pain. Yet, even in these shadows, Diana's story reveals the healer's paradox. Her struggles with mental health and public pressures only amplified her ability to connect with others' suffering, proving that the shadow, when acknowledged, can fuel profound transformation. Her life, a dance between light and shadow, shows how the healer archetype shaped her into a figure who not only healed the world, but also mirrored its wounds, inviting us to see our own capacity for restoration and resilience. Have you ever felt this same pull to heal others while grappling with your own hidden struggles? As we delve deeper into Princess Diana's essence, the healer archetype shines as her guiding star, but her life also pulses with secondary energies that add depth to her story. The mother archetype, tied to nurturing and creation, emerges vividly in her fierce devotion to her sons, William and Harry. Diana embodied a protective, almost primal care, shielding her children from the rigid expectations of royal life and fostering their growth with warmth and authenticity. Her public displays of affection, uncommon in the monarchy's Stoic tradition, reflected the mother's light, creating a safe haven for her boys amidst the chaos of her world. Yet, her shadow as the mother surfaced in moments of possessiveness, as the pressures of her failing marriage and public scrutiny sometimes led her to cling tightly, fearing loss of those she cherished most. Equally, the revolutionary archetype linked to the Mort card's transformative power coursed through her defiance of royal norms. Diana's bold choices, speaking out against the monarchy's rigidity, embracing causes like AIDS advocacy that shocked the establishment, and exposing her personal struggles, marked her as a catalyst for change, dismantling outdated structures to pave the way for renewal. In its shadow, this energy occasionally tipped into chaos, as her rebellion against the royal system left her isolated, amplifying her vulnerability to media exploitation. These secondary archetypes, the mother's nurturing embrace and the revolutionary fearless upheaval, wove seamlessly into Diana's healer core, crafting a legacy that both comforted and transformed the world around her. Can you see these energies, protection and rebellion, stirring in your own life story? The journey of Princess Diana as the healer archetype exposes a profound human truth. Our deepest wounds can become our greatest gifts when we dare to embrace them. When she poured her heart into healing others, whether comforting the sick, championing the forgotten, or bearing her own struggles, she reminds us that true strength lies in vulnerability, in offering light even when shadowed by pain. Her life, a radiant yet fragile dance between hope and sacrifice, mirrors our own longing to mend what's broken while wrestling with inner storms. And you, have you ever felt this urge to heal, to uplift, even as your own heart aches in silence? We see Diana's story as a call to integrate our light and shadow, as Jung taught us. True wholeness comes not from denying our pain, but from transforming it into purpose. By facing her own chaos, her battles with isolation, betrayal, and relentless scrutiny, she reflects our own inner struggles to find meaning amid life's trials. Here at JUNG the Shadow Decoder, we dive into these invisible forces that shape us all. Ask yourself, how do you carry your wounds, and could they be the key to your own healing power? Where there are repetitive behaviors, There's an archetype at work. Feel the pull of Diana's story stirring something within you. Let it move you to act. Hit that like button to honor her legacy. Subscribe to JUNG the Shadow Decoder for more journeys into the psyche. And share in the comments. Have you ever felt the healer's light or shadow in your own life? Let's decode your story together. The journey of Princess Diana as the healer archetype exposes a profound human truth. Our deepest wounds can become our greatest gifts when we dare to embrace them. When she poured her heart into healing others, whether comforting the sick, championing the forgotten, or bearing her own struggles, she reminds us that true strength lies in vulnerability, in offering light even when shadowed by pain. Her life, a radiant yet fragile dance between hope and sacrifice, mirrors our own longing to mend what's broken while wrestling with inner storms. But what if the same invisible power that shaped Diana's destiny is at work within you, guiding your every choice, mistake, and triumph? In Jung's Shadow Decoder, we see Diana's story as a call to integrate our light and shadow. As Jung taught us, true wholeness comes from transforming pain into purpose. By facing her chaos, her battles with isolation, betrayal, and scrutiny, she reflects our own struggles to find meaning. And you? Have you felt the urge to heal, to uplift, even as your own heart aches in silence? If this resonates, it's because an archetype is at work within you, shaping your behaviors and destiny. Where there are repetitive patterns, there's an archetype in action. Now imagine unlocking this secret code to rewrite your story. My ebook, The Archetype Hack, is your complete map for this journey. With it, you'll discover your dominant archetype and true essence. Learn to illuminate your psychological shadow to transform undesirable feelings into a force for spiritual growth. Undertake a self-inquiry exercise to rewrite limiting beliefs and study the 12 main archetypes to freely activate their energies. Whether the discipline of a born leader or the courage of a world-changing innovator. Plus, 2 powerful bonuses: a self-hypnosis technique to conquer self-sabotage and the Nikola Tesla 369 method to manifest your deepest goals. These aren't just tools, they're keys to a new reality. Don't just watch Diana's story unfold. Start crafting your own. Click the link below to get the Archetype Hack and become the creator of your destiny. Like this video to honor Diana's legacy. Subscribe to Jung's Shadow Decoder for more transformative insights. And share in the comments. Have you felt the healer's light or shadow in your life? Let's decode your story together.